In this video, I'm going to make your dreams come true using the law of attraction. I'm going to tell you what most people get wrong. Most people scroll on Instagram and TikTok, see all the motivational videos, the posts, and they just think that by visualizing that, they're going to accomplish something. But that's the problem, and I'm going to break it all down for you. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to turn your dreams into reality through a step-by-step process so you can destroy average and be the man that you're meant to be. Now, there seems to be some sort of a gap, right? Like a gap between dreams and results. And I'll put it like this here. When I was 24, and you guys know this, I was working architecture. I was grafting hard and I was good at my job. I was chartered and I was offered an associate role before I quit. But I looked at the director in front of me. He's 50 plus. He works 6 a.m. till 8 p.m. every single day. He's grey, overweight, stressed, and for what? And that was the direction where I was heading. So I looked at my behaviour. What was I doing outside of work, on my breaks? What was I doing on weekends? And it was at that point I decided that, look, I don't want to be this person in front of me. That Josh that I saw in the mirror, I didn't want to be him for the rest of my adult working life, right? So that's where I made a decision. That split second, I decided that this had to change. And here's a simple solution, and I'm going to break it down. Decide on the kind of life that you want. Decide on who it is that you want to be. Decide on the behaviors that you want to conduct. Decide on the results that you want to accomplish. And you have to act as if before anything happens. Before you actually accomplish anything, before you actually conduct the behaviors, you have to act as if. Conor McGregor said something very, very famous. He said this: if you have a clear picture in your head that something is going to happen, a clear belief that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it. It's destined to happen. It's perfect and it's right. It's all within. And with that, let's dive in. Number one, you have to be specific with your goal, okay? You can't just scroll on Instagram and see TikTok and you see these guys driving supercars, nice watches, 5-star restaurants and think, I'm gonna make some money online and I'm gonna do the same thing. It's bullshit, right? Like, you need to be specific. What are you going to do? How are you going to make your money? You need to go into detail. Make sure as well it's what you want to do, not just that influencer. Next up, you need to reprogram your identity. And how do you do that? Now, actually, in my school education platform for my clients, I have a full level on burning your identity, becoming the man, and mastering your mind. It's where I teach clients exactly how to reprogram their character and define their storyline. If you do that, you'll change everything. Everything. And that's the number one thing. Change your character and you need to play that character. If you just go about saying that you're going to do something without actually doing it, that's the problem. It's not going to happen. You need to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. Next, you need to create the environment, and the environment is key, okay? You see, it was my environment which was the number one catalyst in me transforming who I was at 24 to who I am now at 32, traveling the world, best shape of my life, and living a life that I love. The catalyst was the environment. I turned away from a friendship group. I stopped drinking. I intentionally isolated myself. But in that time, I discovered myself. And I built this that I have now. Show me your group and I'll show you your future. And if you don't have a group, how do you create an identity? You isolate yourself. I have a client, Jack, who was going through some similar problems. We jumped on a call. He was talking about how his environment, how it was sabotaging his progress, and he'd had enough. Then we put tools in place to psychologically reprogram his mind. We redefined the norm of getting pissed every weekend, destroyed average, raised his standards. The rest is history. So, like, what is the law of attraction, right? Einstein said that everything is energy and vibrations. And if you match the frequency of your behavior and of your thoughts to the frequency of your dream and your ideal life, there's some sort of like magnetism that will pull everything together. And you might say, Josh, that's bullshit. But let's think about it logically. How does this all happen? You start to believe a certain way of thinking. You start to align your identity with a certain character. And naturally, you'll start to say no to things that don't align with the dream. And you'll say yes to activities that propel you in that direction. A successful person always subconsciously filters out the information not needed for their current identity. Now, I've harnessed the power of saying no. I say no more times than I say yes. I've said this to my clients so many times in all my check-ins, my education calls, day-to-day communication. They ask me the question like, how do you do this? How do I do that? You need to harness the power of saying no. It's not selfish. It's doing what's right for you. And that's what successful people do. They'll filter out unwanted information. If a fisherman waited for a perfect waters all the time, he'd never go out to the sea and catch fish. If you listen to everybody saying that you can or can't do something, you will never start your own journey. You need to be delusional. That's the law of attraction in essence. You must believe so much in your current self-improvement journey that you know it's going to happen, you know it will happen, and then just start to filter out everything. Then you will start to engage in activities that align with the man and the person that you want to be. You'll bump into that person, you'll buy the book, you'll listen to the podcast. Your mate wants to go out on a Friday night and you'll say no because Saturday you've got shit to do. You've got to work on yourself. Let's say you want to start working out and get in shape, right? Most people are going to be like, oh, I want to get in shape, but I don't have the time. I hate doing this. I hate running. I hate doing that. I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to force myself to do it. And then they think they're on some sort of grind when they have Goggins screaming at them every single morning to get out of bed. It's fucking wrong. It's not sustainable at all. You're fighting your mind the whole time. You're spending so much emotional energy. What is sustainable is you changing your whole program mind to saying, you know what? I fucking love working out. I love exercising. And in the beginning, it is complete delusional. You know for a fact that you hate getting up at 5 a.m. for a go for a run. But before you know it, it only takes you one alarm to wake up. And before you know it, you actually enjoy running. You've convinced yourself. And after working with hundreds of clients, I think it takes at least 3 months to change your identity. The first 7 days are the hardest, but if you can turn those 7 days into 30, you developed a new habit. And if you keep that habit for 3 months, you've created a new identity. You must believe a certain delusion for 3 months before it affects your identity within your character. And if you can change your identity and your character, you've won the game, friends. To make all this happen, you need to move with strategy, not emotion. Have an emotional dream, but have strategy to get you there. Have your future goal in mind, but don't obsess over it. That's your target, it's your goal, but you need to break it down into smaller pieces. Think about short-term, middle-term goals. You write, I'm going to achieve this in 6 months. Now, break it down into daily goals. What 3 tasks do you need to do every single day to achieve that goal? Step by step, you achieve those small day-to-day goals. Step by step, you watch yourself get closer and closer to that goal. Before you know it, you're halfway there. That's how it works. That's the law of attraction. You need to have and you need to take action. Dreams without actions don't do anything. And that's what most people get wrong. TikTok, the dream of the house, the money, the car, the body, but they do fuck all about it. It's actions that gets you your dream. So the law of attraction is not just saying it or writing it down. Obviously, that's not enough. Otherwise, everybody would be fucking rich with a Ferrari having a 10 out of 10 partner. No, you need to move with strategy. You need to have a plan. You need to be specific. You need to do your daily tasks one by one. You need to say no to everything that doesn't fit with your dream. What's your goal? Who do you want to be? Imagine yourself as that person. Now say no to everything that doesn't fit with that identity. If you want to be in top shape of your life, let's say your friends say, come on, let's go out, let's have a few beers and play pool. I mean, you can, by all means, go out with your friends. You know, I'm gonna come, but I'll tell myself I'm not going to drink. I'm gonna hold myself to that. But why would you waste so much like brain power? Why would you put yourself in that environment and misery when the chances are when you're in that place, you're just gonna buckle under the pressure? Just say, mate, sorry, but I'm not going to be there. That's not who I am. I don't just go out and drink. Do you think the guys who look and perform like you want go out and get pissed? No. What do? They have other friends, fitness friends. They go to the gym together, they have a coffee together, whatever it takes. You don't just need a dream. You need a beginning, a middle, and an end. Yes, you have your goal. That's the dream. That's your target. But what's the purpose and what's the journey? The journey shows that the person put in the work every single day. He woke up at 4 a.m. every single day. He worked on his business every single day. Maybe, right, you want to be a content creator or whatever it might be. What does that journey show? The journey doesn't show that he woke up one day and had fucking 20k in his bank account from being a creator. No, the journey showed that he worked for 2 years without making a single pound coin. He posted 5,000 times in one day. He finally got his break, and that's the law of attraction. The law of attraction says you stick to the journey and the dream will manifest itself. Your actions have to meet your goal. I know so many people, my old friends back in the day, that say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to be that, I'm going to look at me, look at this. It's just noise. They didn't change who they were. I don't know any successful person who either drinks in excess or smokes in excess. I don't know. There's nobody that on a frequent basis smokes or drinks and is able to accomplish their dream. So if you don't want to be average, you have to not do average things. When I started coaching while still working in architecture, I don't talk about this a lot, but I woke up at 3 a.m. every single day. I coached every single day from 3 a.m. I posted content every single day. I worked 8 till 4 architecture every day. I trained every day. I coached again in the evening. I quit drinking. I didn't have one social occasion for 3 years. That's a law of attraction. And like that, I magnetically attracted the business that I wanted. Do you think for 1 second that if I continued to get blackout drunk every Saturday, that I'd be able to travel the world and live this life now? No. I started to do the right things and the right opportunities just came my way. The right connections came my way. The right behaviours manifested themselves into the right outcomes. So if there's anything that you get from today's video, it's this. It's follow a journey, not a dream. And like I said at the beginning of the video, your environment is so important. So if you currently do not have the right environment, you don't know where to start, DM me Thrive on Instagram, use the link in the description. I've got an amazing community of guys all on the same self-improvement journey. And if you ever feel lost, you stroll into the WhatsApp, you see the wins, you see the celebration, you see the pat on the backs, you get motivated, you get inspired, you ask a question. We've got weekly calls where I jump in with everybody, Q&A, we just chat about life, goals, desires, the journey, all in my coaching community. So if that sounds like you, DM me Thrive on Instagram using the link below. All right, I'll catch you later.